What's good, my fellow cyberpunks and retro nerds? You got Tommy the Hammer coming at ya on a motherfucking Monday. And I hope everybody had a relatively good first day of the work week. I know my day kind of sucked ass, but I'm totally stoked to be just chilling at home and watching a new horror movie. We're about to be checking out the latest from Darren Bousman, Abattoir, not to be confused with Avatar. And I'm a fan of his work. He's done some of the Saw sequels, so for the most part, I enjoy his movies. They're not amazing or anything like that, but you know what? In terms of modern, mainstream horror, I think he's actually pretty good. So I'm really stoked to check this movie out. The premise alone sounds very interesting. I can't wait to check it out. And while I do that, you guys are going to be checking out the trailer for educational and historical purposes.
10 years before I took over the ownership, there was a nasty home invasion.
Let's go!
A husband and wife killed.
In your house?
More specifically, in the hallway.
And the hallway was gone.
Half a dozen properties bought and sold over a 50-year span. Each one purchased
After a tragic event occurred in the house.
Who buys a house and cuts the entire crime scene out of it?
Found this in the closing papers.
Jebediah Crone.
You're getting too close to this one.
Jesus, you scared me.
I had that effect on people. After you, my lady.
You might know the person I'm trying to find.
Jebediah Crone.
Will you fall with me, children?
Sacrificing that man gave a cripple the ability to walk.
Oh, Jesus.
Jebediah Crone had been to hell, and he brought back with him some of his secrets.
Julia! You have no idea what this town was promised.
Please just tell me what he's building.
You would brave the hell for your loved ones. I would.
Well, guys, I would have to say this is Bousman's most conceptually ambitious movie to date. It was like I was saying earlier, I'm a pretty big fan of his work. I like his style as cinematographer, and I gotta admit, like, his editing skills are awesome too. But honestly speaking, I'd have to say it's not my favorite movie he's done. A lot of it plays out like a 1950s, Hollywood crime film. Everyone has this kind of vague 1950s style about them, and the entire movie is kind of filmed in this cold, chromatic, gray scale hue. And as you're watching it, it's got this film noir type of vibe to it, which is something I can totally appreciate. On the other hand, another element to this movie is it's kind of influenced by Italian horror directors like Dario Argento. The music itself was very reminiscent of Goblin. The whole movie is quite the build-up to this house. You don't really see it until possibly the last 20 minutes. And I would have to admit, that's a pretty good build-up, but the final execution I found to be a little bit lacking. The house looked okay enough, considering it's constructed from, at least 30 or 40 different crime scene rooms. And at this point in the film, it's when they would have to use special effects such as CGI, which, in my opinion, contrasts the whole moody, crime-solving thriller film noir type of vibe that the beginning half of the movie pretty much has. The premise itself is just so fascinating that when you're finally actually watching the movie and it's got to come through with the goods at the end, it doesn't disappoint in those regards, but at the same time it doesn't top itself. And so I feel like that's its biggest problem. Out of 10 stars, I would have to rate this one about a 6. It's not my favorite Darren Bousman horror film, but it's still enjoyable, and I'm glad I added it to my collection. You know, I'm still a fan of him as, you know, a director, and I like the cinematography he's able to pull through with his films. His editing skills are still awesome, bar none. And, you know, I can't wait to see what he has to offer down the line. I really hope this isn't his last film. And, you know, overall, all I can give it is a 6. If you're a fan of his work, then definitely check it out. If not, then this movie might not really have anything of value to you. So, there you have it.